manage, breathless by the time he reached the study. He set the box down on the coffee table in front of the hearth and eased back onto the leather couch just as his legs were about to give out. His hospice nurse, a zoftig 40-something woman named Jenny, rolled his IV bag into the study and plugged the line into his arm.
"Oh, stop it."
He swatted air in her general direction.
"I ought to get a restraining order against you people. Everywhere I go, you're always stalking me with that thing."
But even as he spoke, he could feel the morphine push flooding his system like a good wet dream. "Mr. Moorecook, you know what happens if we have any lapses between dosages?"
"Yeah, I might actually feel something."
"Is writhing around on the ground in unimaginable pain the kind of feeling you want?"
"Of course not," he thought. "That's the reason I—"
"Mortimer?" Shanna appeared in the doorway of the study. "It's really here?" He nodded, eyes twinkling, then turning cold again as he glanced toward Jenny.
"Leave us."
Shanna walked past the nurse and came around the sofa. Mortimer could smell whatever body wash she'd used in the shower that morning as she sat down beside him, her brown curls bouncing off her shoulders like an honest-to-God shampoo commercial. She was 35, had been single when she moved out to Durango at Mortimer's request, but in the 8 weeks she'd been here, she'd met a sheriff's deputy and inexplicably fallen for him. It remained beyond Mortimer's comprehension how this gorgeous biological anthropologist had seen anything in that redneck who, as far as Mortimer could tell, was the epitome of what made the world throw up in its mouth when it thought of Red State America. Then again, he was old and dying and maybe just a little bit jealous.
"Help me up, Shanna."
With the morphine flowing, it felt like he floated over to his desk. He opened the middle drawer, glancing out the big windows into the San Juan Mountains beyond a gaping canyon. The peaks were flushed with alpenglow, the snowfields pink as the sun dropped over southwest Colorado. Lost in thought, Mortimer hitched up his tailored black pants, so loose now he had taken to wearing the gold-buckled belt left to him by his father, and ran his fingers over the Ouroboros insignia sewn into the breast of his red silk robe. Then he reached into his desk drawer and took out the bottle he'd been waiting years to open, fighting a moment with the wrapper and cork. At last he splashed a little of the rosewood-colored liquid into 2 tumblers. "I'm not really much of a whiskey drinker," Shanna protested.
"Humor me."
Mortimer raised his glass, already catching whiffs of the fierce dried fruits and peat wafting toward him.
"To you, Shanna," he said. "Thanks for spending these last few weeks with me. I haven't been this happy since my Wall Street days, raiding companies. I ever tell you?"
"Many times." They clinked glasses and drank. "That's disgusting," Shanna said, setting her glass down. Mortimer shook his head. "What?" she said.
"Nothing. It's just that this is a 55-year Macallan. I paid $17,000 for that bottle many years ago, knowing I wouldn't crack it until a night like this came along."
"You paid too much," she said.
"Some things are worth the price. Shall we?"
They returned to the couch and Mortimer sat down and dug the Swiss Army knife out of the patch pocket of his linen shirt. It shook in his hands as he opened one of the smaller blades. "Let me," Shanna said, reaching for the knife. He recoiled.
"No."
Mortimer inserted the blade and gently tugged it through the tape. He put the knife away and opened the box, pulling out wads of crumpled foreign newsprint until he felt the smaller box within the larger. He lifted it out, set it on the glass. It was some kind of black composite, sealed with a steel hasp on each side. He'd had the box specially made, then sent it to the farmer to ensure safe delivery of the item. Its key hung around his neck on a gold chain. He unlocked the hasps and flipped them open, gingerly lifting off the top half of the box, bringing it onto his lap as Shanna leaned in. They could only see the back of the skull, the bone-deep brown, heavily calcified, full of hairline fractures and several larger cracks, 1 square-inch piece missing entirely. He worked his fingers down